Hello, welcome to Insomniac Live, a very special E3 edition of Insomniac Live, as you missed us all last week because we were all very busy at the Los Angeles Convention Center showing off Marvel's Spider-Man. I've got a huge crew here today. I'm going to introduce everyone. We're going to get right to it. We've got a ton of people in the chat. We know there's a lot to cover today and a lot you want to see. My name's James Stevens. I'm the Community Director at Insomniac Games. Sitting right here to my right,
How do you have this much energy?
It's amazing.
Oh my god!
I eat a lot of the sprinkle doodle cookies from Porto's that are sitting there. Bryan Intihar, Creative Director on Marvel Spider-Man. Next to him, Ryan Smith, the Game Director on Marvel Spider-Man. At the end of the couch, Jon Paquette, Lead Writer.
Who was late because he
was
was making
late.
coffee.
Yeah,
We're all late.
He had to make coffee. That is
I
why.
figures a writer would hold us up.
Yeah, you gotta
There's-
have your coffee.
1,300 people watching right now. Also here, we have your one of your favorites, Swole Adam Corleone. That's what we call him.
Everyone's on the stream.
Combat. Everyone on the stream knows he's Swole Adam, and he's a combat designer on Marvel Spider-Man. And he'll be playing for us live as we go today. And yes, it's only 7:20 because we actually want this to stream at a reasonable rate. And in the back we got Corey Hoover, who is our video guru. And
I'm actually going to jump
everything.
on that screen.
And we're going to make our chat work over on the other stream, and then we're going to show you. So first thing we're going to go through is we're going to rewatch the Showcase Raft video that you guys all saw. We're going to talk over that and discuss some of the things. Then we're going to play some live gameplay of the show floor demo, and we can talk through that and give you some of our thoughts. I also saw someone said, "Where's Jacinda? She's on vacation this week. Otherwise, she would have been here." But
she's on a pretty cool vacation because I saw pictures from it. I was
Where
like,
is she?
she's I don't know what she wants to say, but she's somewhere really warm with a lot of fruity drinks and
herself, I think.
and jacuzzi and waterfalls. And
Yeah.
it freaking looks awesome.
I know.
I'm very jealous.
yeah, well, there you go.
Well-earned vacation.
Very well earned vacation.
Yeah, for sure. So are we watching this back on the stream itself? Is that how you were seeing?
That's how you guys are going to see it. Do you
All right.
want to just watch the whole video in its entirety?
Yep, let's just watch it in its entirety and we'll talk over it. So guys, you can watch off this laptop. Sorry, we're getting our
We'll get
secondary
it in a second,
monitor
too.
ready to go.
So, Jeremy, just start the video. Full screen. The wrap.
So if you guys were... No, this is crazy. Monday night, PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah.
The raft is secure, but I can't reach
Might
them
need to
over
watch the
radio.
whole thing this
Their
time.
comms
Yeah, you
must
get
be
to actually
down.
watch it. We had to
What's
rush
your
Brian out
status?
to do because Brian and Adam did live gameplay.
Already here.
So were the
Yuri, I
live
thought you said it
stream?
was
They didn't get
secure.
to see the super
It
wide
was.
So we
version.
did this like
Let's
this. So we did.
Maybe it's not as bad as
a
it
bunch of
looks.
people, Corey, Mike Yosh, a bunch of other
Love the
people,
optimism.
be able to
But
do
in
like
my
this super
experience,
huge
when it
widescreen
looks
version
bad,
so you can see the bridge.
it's
you can see
usually
New
worse.
York,
Look
and
out!
then you go down to that. And it was awesome.
Yuri!
It was super, super cool. Yeah, sorry.
I'm slipping! Gotcha.
No, Jeremy, can you turn down the game audio
Hold
just
on!
a hair? The game is so loud they can't hear us.
And then that's Electro. I heard. The talk was, we're going to show more villains, and there were people hoping for one more villain, so we decided to.
You okay?
one wasn't-
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone I kept asking people was like, what do you hope to see? Monday night?
Welcome
And
to
they're
the
all like,
park!
Oh, hopefully you show
Just
me
in time for the fireworks!
And you guys got a ton of new ones. Thanks for everyone yelling at us with the audio.
Looks like we made parole, boys.
Electro? Why is he letting everyone out?
I'll head for the
Got
main
it.
control center and see
Still
how
too
that
loud.
situation.
Yeah, it's the audio from
Got
the
it.
video, not the game.
I'll go join the party.
Still too loud.
Should we pause the
Try
video?
putting it at like 50 or something. That's better.
Is it better now? Okay, better. Perfect. Okay, there we go. So,
Just use a laptop.
first things first, combat.
Yeah.
This sequence shows off, first thing, aerial combo. Second thing, immediately using the environment against someone.
Yeah,
and
you want to
then,
make sure to get the environment in there. And you see, like, it's an actual electrical box that you're pulling off, and that spreads the electricity to the enemy. So you should see that in that first shot.
and you've got all these guys wearing, like, these collar things. This is part of the raft.
Yeah,
right?
so
being-
they're like basically, think of them in lockdown. If you guys ever seen the movie Face Off, where they were wearing those metallic boots that would lock them down, like this is kind of the equivalent of that. And then when Electro, shorts it out, it kind of unlocks them to go do what they want to do.
Yeah, that wall dodge where he dodges off the wall and bowls over a bunch of guys with the punch is, like, such an awesome thing.
And just so you know, that move that he does, it's called the Web Blossom. That's a suit power, and that's an example of a suit. Like, actually, the Web Blossom doesn't come with the advanced suit that he's wearing right now, because you can mix and match your different suit powers.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing I want to mention is I watched a lot of reaction videos over the weekend, And I know that when we were making this, there was concern with whether people would get whether this was a Sinister Six or not. And we were like, well, what's it going to be? Should we name them all, count them? Well, 98% of people, as soon as they see Rhino, the next words out of their mouth were, "Oh, it's Sinister Six." So thank you for being very smart viewers.
Yeah, we appreciate all of that. People are asking, there aren't any guards in the raft. Well, the guards...
Because the guards have been beat the crap of. Prisoners got out, man.
Yeah, the prisoners have escaped, so, the guards are kind of like,
How do you think they
can't
have that
fight all.
shield and all this, the batons and everything?
Yep.
They took it from them.
Yep, they got it all. You'll see, this is just a part of this entire mission, too.
Yeah, there's a whole first half of it that it's happened before this that's tied to maybe something called Breakers that you'll see.
And
You'll have more time with the actual police.
People have asked a bunch. That pose where he's hanging upside down from the web, you can actually do that in game on ceilings and stuff. You can hang upside down from the ceiling and use your webs. But that's a question I saw a bunch of. So this is all like flows right in. This is gameplay. Like we're literally diving. We jumped out of that. That was no like cinematic. That was just all gameplay.
Yeah, it's not linear. So I've heard that 1,000 times. It's not linear. The path we're going is one of the paths you can go to chase him down.
You can wall run on the left side. You can bounce
totally
off
skip
of
that
stuff.
interact right there that you did. You can totally skip that.
Yeah, you see the rain falling through. You can fall down into the water if you're not playing it well enough.
Yeah. And then eventually catch up Electro and Vulture shows up because it said 3 wasn't enough, so we had 4.
Yeah,
Vulture. So the funny thing is that line Vulture didn't play for like 3 days, and every day we would review this, and I would just go, "What is he gonna say? Vulture!"
Yeah, we needed it.
We needed it because I was annoying the whole time.
Someone asked if we can show the full collector's edition, and the answer is no.
No.
It's a spoiler. It'll even say in the box, "Don't look at this till you've played far enough in the game."
Well, that Vulture thing is actually something that I think is important that people know because not everybody knows the names of all these characters. So we wanted to make sure that during this video we at least said their name out loud for the people that don't know who Vulture is, or because there are people out there. I know there's very few of them, but there are.
Someone asked, they said there's a lot of costumes. Do you have to unlock them and then craft them, or do you just craft them whenever you want? So you unlock, they're available, at different times?
Yeah,
and then you can craft.
Different levels give you access to different ones you can craft.
Yeah, as you gain experience in the game, you level up, and that gives you access to certain suits, and then you can use other resources basically from the side content, optional content in the world to craft those.
Do you guys have a favorite suit?
That you can talk about?
No, I don't know what I can talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the Iron Spire suit's pretty damn awesome, but I can't wait people to see the suit power.
I think people can guess.
Yeah, but I would say I really like what the guys did with it. So
I've been changing suits a few times here and there.
I'll tell you, that's the. I think what was really good the designers decided to do was to tie the crafting with all the different activities in the world. So you'd be like, I want this suit. I need one more base token or whatever, and you'll go do it. I think it's a really good kind of loop to get you to explore the city more.
Now, it's interesting Mr. Negative arrives on a helicopter here.
Yeah, he does.
Interesting. Worth pointing out. Not a lot of people discussed that, but I just wanted to flag that helicopter. And but obviously there's a 6th character that they are referring to that isn't up here.
Aunt May.
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite is Aunt May, Corrupted Iron Man, and Jackal. Those are my 3 favorite guesses.
Yeah, those are all really fun guesses.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the questions, we're about to go to the open world demo, and I keep seeing everyone saying demo. We're not releasing this demo on PlayStation Network.
No.
It's intended for events only.
No.
It will be at events throughout the summer, so...
But let's explain, why. I think the question is, well, why? It's easy. I think what people don't, just not to understand, but it's a very different beast of putting something up on PSN than it is
having a file we can install on a few kits in a few locations.
And we definitely know as we're getting closer, we want to, get people's hands on it and get. But then if something happens or there's confusion, we have people there. We had myself, Ryan, John, you, and Ryan Schneider at the Europe and the America booth. We had people on the show floor. It's just very different. It's a whole cert process. And we just had to pick and choose, and the number one thing is get the game done on September 7th at the highest quality possible, and that's just kind of the of course, it'd be great to have a demo, but at the end of the day, we have to pick and choose our battles here.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's very different what you put something out for actual wide release versus something we can just install in a few places.
Yeah.
So
And it won't be long until the full game.
yes,
Yeah.
the game is out in less than 3 months. So
Yeah.
oh my God, the game's out in less than 3 months.
Oh my
Everybody
God!
gotta finish. Oh my
Okay,
God.
I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go.
Scares me.
All right, so we're going to switch over to the demo, and we're going to have some play. So I'll make sure that Jeremy gets to switch over and the audio's good. Because I want to start on this screen, so just make sure we're set. Are the crafting materials? So this is. Oh, I lost the name. Someone said are the crafting materials something that you, or I don't know. You collect them from all the different things you do. How's that?
Yeah,
Okay.
they come from the different side activities and optional
My buddy Joe just goes, you guys have so many snacks. Yes, we do have a lot of snacks.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm so fat right now?
Yeah, we need sugar to keep me going.
God.
So this is the open world demo. What was important for you guys about having this? A nice dive right into a swing, pick up all that speed.
For you, Yuri? Anything.
I think
I'm on my
number
way.
one was get people's hands on swinging. That's probably the number one question we get asked is how does the swinging feel, and we want to put it in people's hands. And I think the big thing for us was to take our experience we have with Sunset, apply it to Spider-Man, and really make you feel like a pretty awesome superhero right away, but also make you feel like a greater one over time. So obviously what you're seeing is Adam really good at the game, both in force and combat. But one of the reasons why I was really happy we did the Raft demo and the open world demo was we really wanted to show people like this. If you get really good at the game, that's how awesome you can make combat look and feel. But at the same time, we wanted people to have that. There's a pick up and play nature to it, and you feel pretty powerful and pretty cool right away. But there is a level of mastery to things, and even just this weekend, I was playing the game and discovering new things I could do, which was really cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching people play the open world demo and do pretty well. But then when they got to Shocker at the end of it, a lot of people struggled, which I think. At first I was like, oh man, do we need to nerf this? But then it's like, no, there's challenging parts to the game,
There was one person playing in the Europe area. It was on the first day, and the person was so good that I wondered if they worked at Insomniac. Like I had to look over and
Everyone
see if
gets
they
to
worked at
participate.
They're letting anybody back in that Europe area,
It was
so it's
really,
possible.
It was really good.
what's happening
Yeah,
out in the
really,
city.
really good. So it was really exciting to see people. I was really excited how easy people picked up swinging, and at the same time, really able to explore and try different new things with combat. Because we threw a lot at people over
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot to learn in just it's a 15-minute demo, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. But people were doing really cool things. At the fifth space when they get there,
Yeah.
doing all the moves.
FSU Wolf said, "Do I have to manually reload web cartridges?"
No,
No, you don't.
we don't want to.
We don't want to slow you down on that. Now they do. It recharges over time.
Yeah,
in
the
certain
web shooter
circumstances.
recharge over time.
No, it's one
And
of his
then
legitimate
the other
businesses.
gadgets
Multiple
require
investors.
you.
We can't act without cause. That's why
So
I'm
the key
hoping
for this
you
demo
keep
was
an
just
eye
to
on the
like
location.
let people kind of
Tell
loose in
me
the
if you
open
see
world.
anything
Well,
suspicious.
yeah, I mean, the thing
Is that a rat?
Yeah, the thing I kept
Oh,
hearing.
no, it's a squirrel. Okay, I was like, that was a
Squirrel.
big rat.
Squirrel.
Really, not much difference.
I think the thing that I was so surprised to hear was that people were like, "Is it really open world?" And I was like, "Yeah, we'd be the dumbest people in the world to make it not an open world game." So it was kind of proving, yes, it's open world. I mean, the area of New York we're showing is just a small portion of the actual playable area. So
Yeah.
I like we a lot of the time we do that view from the top of the Empire State Building. It's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, someone said go to Avengers Tower. You can't actually go to Avengers Tower in this build. You can see it. We'll go up on the Empire State Building at some point here and check that out.
So one thing I wanted to point out here, which I was able to do a couple times at E3, was like, so you can just go in like webs blazing, you want to just rip these guys apart, but you can also like kind of stealth your way through the first.
Oh, look, there it is. See, there's the web
it is.
hang. Everyone's been asking.
There you go.
There you go. Your web hanging from the ceiling. I don't think anyone has seen this before. We've never shown that.
So like,
and there was the web mine that he was on his back and trapped into the wall.
and that you can like stealth your way through and kind of thin the herd. But the thing is, they'll start getting like reinforcements will start radioing, going, basically getting a check, and then as you start thinning out, they'll start coming and going, what the heck's going on here? So you can kind of make the first wave of guys much easier if you kind of go stealthy. And then sometimes you'll have bonus objectives for actually doing it stealth-like.
Yeah.
And ties into crafting and currency. Each bonus objective gives you more crafting,
tokens, right?
more tokens,
Right.
which
So-
you can use for crafting.
Yeah, so like when you're doing crimes, you're always like trying to keep in mind what the objectives are because like it lets you make the crime worth 2 or 3 times as much to do it. So it actually incentivizes you to play the game differently too because it's like you may do the same moves, but it's like, oh, if I want this crime to give me 3 times as many resources, I need to do these things the game is asking me to do. And it's super, super cool. Oh,
You know what's funny?
Always getting hit by this.
Elements of the UI have already changed since we built this build, like the enemy awareness.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, go out. Let's see. Can you go see? Let's
Alright.
go see. That guy is safe. He did not die. He should be right down here, web at the side of the building. There he is. Look, there he is. Did you see him? He's right there.
Go. Crawl
Go up. Go up.
All right.
Go up.
So
Look.
remember, everybody's like, no, you went back in your word. No,
Yep,
he didn't.
nope, he's right
no, he
there.
didn't.
He's webbed in the
right
building.
there.
Okay,
and now
let's
he's
go back
he's
up.
clipping through it, but we'll fix that before ship. But he is. I checked like 5 times over the weekend to make sure that they were actually sticking inside the building.
Yeah, they always stick to the side of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ryan even came to me early because like, we're just gonna release a video without doing it right. I'm like,
We have to get out there.
We have to show it. Yes.
Yeah. Because Adam has a propensity to throw
Yeah,
people
like
off the building.
of course. We come out of the press conference, and the first thing Adam does is kick 3 of the guys over
off the building. I was just like,
when everybody's watching.
and he's all like, "Oh, there was glare on the screen because the sun was setting." It was like, "Dude, you're a pro player. Let's do this. Come on."
Yeah. So I mean,
It's brutal, like, and see all these great comments online, like, oh, great showing, and then I come back to work and everyone's like, hey, good job killing everyone.
Yeah, people want to see more tripwire stuff. It looks like.
one of my favorite things to do is like you have a guy. If a guy running at you, then go into aim mode, point it on the ground, and he'll just run over. Oh, you're gonna kick him up. You're gonna punch him up in there. Oh god. Come here, bud. Come on. Punch him. Come on.
He just died.
That guy's dead.
Okay.
Oh yeah! All right.
So you actually, and then you can also like point it in the wall, and they'll run at you, and they'll step over it, which is kind of cool.
And you can like stick it on the enemy and then spin him around with your webs and it'll stick out to the side.
Oh, there you got both of them.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that was cool. He yanked him to pull it. Oh, rocket!
Oh, okay, so I will give one little tidbit. You can upgrade eventually and web up rockets up the range.
You can
And
toss
then,
them.
and then you toss
And
them
then
back.
throw the
and
rockets back.
And it's all like webbed up, so it's not like we're killing people again.
Yeah, because it's like a webbed rocket now, so it's
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was actually doing that over the weekend. It was really fun.
Yeah. Spider-Man's webs turned it into something.
It's one of the later upgrades.
What's the difference between? So here's a question I'd love for you guys. We get this a lot because what do you guys see the difference between this and Arkham? Because people like see a superhero punching guys and
One guy
dodging.
wears a cape. One guy. No, I mean.
But I think there's like a lot of ways.
I think there's a lot of ways. First of all, like obviously Spider-Man is much more acrobatic. Gets off the ground, like one thing off the ground, definitely on the ground. All the different ways he uses webs. I mean, I would say we probably use the environment more, like rather than being specifically like I think in Arkham Knight, you had to be like very close near environment interaction, whereas we kind of let you pull and prod and.
Place is locked down, Captain.
So I think it's I kind of say like we bring elements of like Arkham, which yes we play a lot of Arkham. Devil May Cry.
Yeah, there's a lot of aerial. There's all the webs.
Spider-Man,
all the gadgets.
Air and webs are what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man,
Yeah.
right?
And then also like another thing with the gadgets and the gadgets and the suit powers, to me make it feel like an Insomniac game.
I think are crafting materials all the same? No, there's different crafting materials for different objectives. So
Yeah.
like crimes, bases,
Yeah.
research stations.
So essentially, what happens is each like they're just called tokens, and like it's like a crime token, a base token, research station token. Like, and a suit requires different types of like you could require X amount of this, X amount of that, and then you can craft it. And then you have to be a certain level. Like you have to be like 5, 10, 15 in your experience. Because basically what you would do is we have 2 different things. We have XP that gives you upgrade your level, which you're in a skill point, unlock new abilities, and then we have crafting, which lets you craft suits, which most suits come with suit powers. Crafting suit mods, which you can actually, I think you can apply up to 3 of them at a time, and then craft new gadgets and suit. We gotta fix that collision. and
Oh, there's an airplane up there.
gadget upgrades. Sorry, I hate when I get distracted by bugs.
Okay, so here we are.
right.
Some people were saying, how big is the map size?
It's huge.
It's gigantic.
It's several times larger than what we made for Sunset because it had to be because of how fast Spider-Man moves compared to our character in Sunset. I think it's. I was talking to our lead
You see
programmer.
Central Park. You saw Avengers
Central
Tower.
Park is huge in this game.
Yeah, and this is the northern. This is looking north up Manhattan, so our shape's a little different, but
And there's things to do in Central Park, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. And then we look over, and you got
There's
the
Raft.
Chrysler
That was
building.
Raft.
There's the Raft. It was funny because we deleted that from the Game Informer demo, and Reiner was like, one of the first things Reiner did when he was playing after E3, he ran up there and he looked over. He's like, "You guys deleted the Rikers and Raft from your demo when you showed us," and I was like, "Of course we did. Couldn't have you writing about that."
And one thing I think is really cool is the artists have done a really good job of, even though like this view, you're seeing the size of it. When you go down to different, like Chinatown, Financial District, Hell's Kitchen, Harlem, every district has a kind of unique look and feel to it. So I definitely it's just fun to swing around and see the different cities. And
Yeah, I
different
think
parts of
the artists really killed it, and there's like a map that they keep updated, and every district has like its own like name. That's the same name that I think they have in the real world.
Do the one with the puzzle.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I we've shown a lot of combat. I think it's on the other side. Yeah. It's you're right. Sorry, I'm sorry. I thought you were
scroll back out, zoom out if you can, real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to show people. So here's the whole map, and you can see where we are
So
there,
that's
all the way down.
so
So the
that
blue
just-
area is the demo. In this demo, show floor demo, that was the playable space, and then scroll up. Let's see the whole, and there's the whole upper side of the map.
Yeah.
So that's what the map looks like for all of you wondering at home.
how big it is.
Yeah. All right, and now we're gonna do this research station. So, do you want to explain the research stations?
Yeah.
A little bit.
So research stations are run by Harry Osborn. Harry is Pete's best friend, and at the time the game starts, Harry's actually out of town in Europe, and he's left Pete a voicemail going, "Hey bud, basically, John, let me know if I'm right about this.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm out of town, but I know you're a really smart guy. If you get a chance, could you check into these for me, make sure they're running right. These research stations were something I picked up after my mom passed away, and it's really important to me that they're working right. So each one has a little basic objective, but what Harry doesn't know is that Pete's Spider-Man and that he's going to complete them being Spider-Man. So some of them require traversal, some a lot of not really any combat.
Yeah, I want to emphasize all the other aspects of
I'm just gonna let the game director
Spider-Man.
figure it
The
out.
only way to figure out what's going on is
So don't hit me. My back is still sore. Don't make me move.
I've got other problems.
Ivan Stig said, is there a photo mode? Yes, there will be a photo mode when the game launches. It's not in this demo, so we can't take a selfie or do anything like that.
Steam vent's a good place to start.
So there you go. Someone says Harry is hot.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one of the
Something that
things.
doesn't
You'll
belong.
see puzzles like
Let's
this in
analyze
the
it.
game where you have to use Pete's scientific abilities.
Yeah.
And this is not the only type of puzzle you'll see during the course of the game, too.
No, there's more.
Mercury.
But yeah, the
Bonded
basic
with
theme of all the research stations is
something else.
they're science-based
I can't tell
and environmentally based, environmentally themed, because that's what Harry's mom is really
obviously
into,
isn't
is
confined to
saving
one
the
building.
environment. So
A lot
they
of
all
people
have
are at risk.
kind of a different spin on stuff that can happen around the city.
What if you're too high up and your webbing doesn't stick? If there's nowhere for a web to stick to, you fall.
Yeah, then you fall.
You have to have a point for your webbing to attach to when you swing.
Let's see what a sample from this can tell me.
So this is where it gets a little more complicated. You have to start
some of these you need,
overlaying,
you have to overlap them. Yeah, it requires some thicker, or I guess I don't know, thicker, extra.
Swoller.
Some
More like
some
Adam.
more
Maybe
swole.
more like Adam.
Well, they show Peter's
on the right
department.
track.
I think you mean apartment. Not in this demo, but you will see Peter's
More
apartment in the
widespread than I
game. In fact, we start the game in his
The
apartment.
whole neighborhood's in danger
When
from
I
this.
walk over there, I saw someone ask to see some civilian interactions.
Please, don't ask me to do the hand.
Look.
That's the outline of the pipe.
Yeah, that's the pipe
This is the
outline.
city,
We're
right?
trying to.
I wonder
They're
if
doing-
Probably.
I would just go Adam.
Oh, the finger guns, yeah.
What did you find though? Look at this. A Fisk construction site polluting the city? No way. Someone asked about the collector's edition. It is basically sold out in terms of pre-orders everywhere. I don't expect you'll see it anywhere else.
So this is one where you have
Oh, now you have negative ones too, so you have to.
Yeah, I mean, just quick little puzzles that we have just to vary things up.
Is there a sprint boost button and a charge jump? So sprint, you definitely can sprint. That's the R2 button when you're on the ground. That'll also cause you to parkour, wall run. So when he's pressing R2, you'll start running just like right now, and you're parkouring over all the environment.
Check on the local residents.
And in terms of other abilities that you may unlock over the course of the game, like a charge jump,
that'd be cool.
That would be sweet, wouldn't it?
I think I found the problem. Caustic chemicals are leaking out of those barrels and into the plumbing. Need to clean up the site fast.
Salty.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
The calcium and silicon in concrete makes it an ideal
I haven't
absorption
not played this mission since it got all polished
Looks
up.
like I'll have to make a mess to fix this mess.
This is kind of just a little test.
Nice, it's working.
Staying in the air.
Breathing this
Oh,
stuff
and using your
Yeah,
while you're
start
there.
taking damage if you don't.
Oh yeah, you can see the damage is kicking in right now. Yeah, I hadn't seen this. This is cool. I actually had not seen
Great
this.
with webbing should stop any residual drainage.
It's also another great spot to see the city.
That could have been way worse. Harry's research station just proved
That
why
out,
it
you
needs to stay
depoison
open.
the city.
How many suits are there in the game? A
Lots.
lot. A lot of suits. We've only announced 6 suits, I believe. The advanced suit, the classic suit, the punk suit, Noir, Iron Spider, and the homemade suit. That is not. That's just a small amount of them. We can't change it this demo just because we didn't want to make it. We didn't want to have to add a whole extra screen of changing suits. So sorry.
I mean,
we do have that screen in the game. We don't want to make it.
What did you get out of the guard?
Yeah, let's do this, and then we can jump back in one
Whoever
time
made him
after
release
this.
Shocker didn't want any loose ends.
So we're gonna do the Shocker boss fight now. So when people are playing this demo, at a certain point in the demo, Yuri calls and says, "Hey, Shocker has broken out of jail again." And
Adam, how many times have you played this Shocker fights last week?
Herman!
During the demos,
Long
like
time no see.
it's a little tough to find enough time.
Hey, I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty
So
sure that's a
I will say
parole
this,
violation.
just kind of behind the curtain a little bit. This is actually one of the scenes that we worked on really early to kind of help find the voice for Peter and Spider-Man. And it really came together. I mean, at least I think it came together really well. When you see the banter, the quips, but like being in a much more specific situation. So I let this whole fight from this intro to actually when they're jarring back and
Your gauntlets are all
forth with each
digital
other
now, aren't they?
is a really good example of what we did early on to make sure that we were hitting the right point first.
I think this scene's been around for like 2.5 years.
You back behind bars so we can talk science.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's still gotten a lot of love over
Remember
that
our
time
first
too.
fight?
Like, the environment's got better stuff, but it was one of the really early. Oh. I love the lighting in this one too, like the god rays.
Standard metrics for how much talking one should do. Now I can do some real.
And you actually, one of my favorite things too, and I don't know if you can do air combos on Shocker here, so you can punch him over
That's
the air.
relatively new, by the way. It originally wasn't. It really couldn't. And they changed it, so.
You also can do finishers on it too, which is really really cool. So like you can, instead of having to punch him like 3 times, you can do a finisher. It does all the damage all
So I was looking at all the bosses this weekend, and this is some of the stuff that the guys have added. To the boss fights and things like that.
Someone was talking about things like the fist hideout or bomb challenge. There are challenges. Those are replay. The challenges are replayable.
So are the bases.
Yep, and so you can go back and replay that stuff over and over and over again. Crime. There's a ton of crimes to do, and I think eventually just keep going, right? After
Right. What's the
type of crimes that you see out there and who's in them change over.
Yep.
You know, people don't use banks anymore.
You will not run low on those.
You're lucky you found actual cash.
Oh no, there's lots of
really want to rob
lots.
banks?
And I think what's really cool is the
Try day trading.
how sometimes there's just nice twists and turns. Like sometimes you could be in the middle of the street, you could be in the back alley, see your drug dealers go down, and you can just like take it out. But if they happen to be near a car and they get freaked out, like halfway through the fight, they'll hop in the car and it becomes a car chase. But it's random. It's very dynamic. So or like
little twists and turns.
yeah, little twists and turns where we can, just to make sure to keep things fresh. The enemies that are in there changes, the factions that you're fighting changes. As the story progresses, it gets a lot more like higher stakes. the crimes get more severe. So just like the look of the city changes, so the crimes. That sounded such PR there.
Yeah, that was good.
Trained well.
So someone said, "Can you remove the suit and play as Peter?" No, because Peter's identity is secret. Peter can't be running around with his face showing. People don't know who he is.
Aunt May would be in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That was a finisher.
We already did the ceiling hang earlier. I don't think you can do it in here. So
if he wants to get pwned, he will.
Yeah. So we can try to show that again in our next play run through of this. Someone else said. What was the other question that I was? Oh, someone asked when we're going to show the next pre-order suit because there's still one more pre-order suit. We've said July. It's going to be in July.
Well,
you could.
What's around July?
You can make a guess.
I don't know.
There's an obvious guess in my mind.
4th of July.
That's not right, but that's a good guess.
That's not right.
I was going to say Bastille Day is another really good guess, but that's also not right.
Yeah. Well, what's happening in July that we could do something? I don't know.
My wife's birthday is in July.
That's got to be it.
Is Aunt May hot?
We've
watched the
looked at
Paris
the
Games Week trailer. Yeah, we've shown Aunt May.
So I will tell you, Aunt May is not Marissa Tomei, and she's not the version from the Sam Raimi movie. A little in between.
She's our own Aunt May.
Yeah.
Let's see. When are you going to reveal the full collector's edition statue? During the summer, but it's also a spoiler, so don't look if you buy it before you play the game. And we've already basically sold out of the collector's editions, so we're not in a huge rush on that. Where else will this demo be? We're not going to say where this demo will be. There'll be other events.
There are events in the summer.
Yes. You can guess.
You got it.
We'll let you know as soon as we're allowed to let you know when and where it'll be. But if you're going to events this summer, there's a chance it could be there. It's not possible to go to Times Square in this demo. I see that request, Ratchet. We will. I know someone did want to see the Sanctum Sanctorum. We can go there.
Yeah,
we can go there in this demo.
Totally
so we'll do that. We'll do that after we go through the opening again. We're gonna play one more time. Did we remove QTEs? No, we didn't. There's just we always said there's not that many in the game. Yeah. People just wouldn't listen.
So I give that person credit. It's the second person that's asked me about QTEs in the last week. So thank you.
Let's see. People ask about other characters in the game. Is Daredevil in this? I think we are focused on Spider-Man universe characters.
Yeah.
That said, this is set inside a Marvel New York City. So, places and Easter eggs and stuff like that where you see like the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is like we know how hard it is to get Spider-Man right, and I think the expectations are if we were to say Daredevil was here, I think the expectations would be Daredevil would be just as fleshed out and awesome as Spider-Man, and we just want to make sure that in game one we get everything right. And here is Ted Price.
Hey, Ted.
Once again,
Ted.
walking
Crashing the show.
Crashing the show.
What are you guys playing?
I don't know. Some really small indie game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Just get it. Just get it.
You can take a seat here.
I'll just stand here.
It's
and
cut
look
off.
weird.
It's cut off here.
Oh.
So.
Alright, I'll just kneel behind Brian and John.
What's up, Ted?
Guys, what are you guys talking about?
Well, we just finished one playthrough and we're going back through. Someone asked about weather in the game. I think you saw in that Raft demo we showed on the showcase, there's obviously rain.
Yep.
There's different times of day. So you'll see those things. And then if you want after the game, you can change all that stuff as you wish. It's all set by the story when you're playing through the story. Yeah. After the game, you can change as much as you want.
Yeah.
So if you want to take photo mode and
at
certain times, at certain things, you can set all of that and then go do photo mode to your heart's content.
Yeah, and the game, and some people have asked, the game does not take place in over one night or one day. It takes place across multiple weeks between October and November.
Ooh, that's an interesting time of year.
I figured.
It's a
that's
nice
a little
fall.
Exclusive.
That's a fall.
That's
fall.
That's a stream exclusive.
People always thought that calendar in that trailer where you saw him pulling on the suit, they're all like, that calendar meant, that calendar, that's your release date.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, no, it's
right.
not. But the calendar was the actual timing for the game in
Yeah.
terms of that is when the game takes
the game
place.
starts in October.
There's difficulty settings.
Yes.
Yep, and they're all available right at the back.
Not all.
Interesting. Maybe not. You never know.
There's a hefty supply of right at the bat.
All right. There we go. No symbiotes in the game. That's
symbiotes or symbiotes.
Somebody, I say symbiotes.
Of course, we all do.
Say symbiote.
Watch a Venom trailer, you'll get it.
I know, I did get I got the reference, but okay. So we said we're going to Sanctum Sanctorum first.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna go
alright,
check out, and then maybe a
Yes,
demon
direct
base.
to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian can send you there. It's over in that
it's
direction
right in that
somewhere.
direction, yeah.
Let's see. Are all suit powers combat oriented? Ryan, what do you think?
No, they're not quite alike.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say that too, but
I think it's
still right?
It's
It's hard because it's not. We don't have the landmarks.
It's hard because the city is so big.
And the city's gigantic, and it's New
it's
York.
near the. Okay, go left from here. I can't believe.
Can we find it? Can we find?
We'll find
We'll
it.
spend the whole demo looking
It
for
times
it.
out right
Isn't
before
it near
you
Daily
find it.
Bugle?
Let's see. Pull up the mini map.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that was the.
Okay, so you're right around there. Here, give me the controller.
All right, Brian taking control. And that was where we hit the edge of the demo experience, so it turns people around and sends them right back into the demo area. I like how someone keeps asking about Peter's department. I think that's some fun auto correct.
Come on, where the heck is this sucker? I gotta get to.
If you get up
Follow us
high.
down, Brian.
I know, now I'm like totally. Shit. And I can't talk while I do this.
Okay, well, John, what's been your favorite part writing for this game?
My notes.
Yeah, definitely getting notes from Brian. It's a highlight of my life. No, it's really it's getting to explore a character that I've always loved. You know, I mean, I grew up reading Spider-Man comics, and you know, as I get older,
Into the city.
one of my dreams was to work on anything related to Spider-Man. But of course, you never think that you're gonna get that opportunity, and so finally got that opportunity. And
I swear I play the game a lot. I do know
it's
this.
just been great.
It's
so,
a big city. Listen to you, John.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep talking while Brian fumbles with
Sorry.
trying to play his own game. So there's that, and just to have fun too. You know, we making games is hard, and you know, it's fun to write funny things, and even if they're not funny to other people, it makes my life fun.
They're funny to me.
Oh, I think
They're
it's
I
funny,
thought they were
yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
I loved him.
You can
Actually,
close. I feel like it's
there
over.
are
Yeah.
moments in the game where I was laughing out loud. So
yeah.
it's
For every moment that you laugh out loud, there's 9 other moments where you were like, "Oh my god, that's a
Feels
terrible
right.
joke."
There it is. There it is. There it is. On the right. On the right. On the right.
Right.
Other side. Behind you. Behind you.
Other right.
there.
Other right.
Yeah.
Go.
Right.
Yo,
You're on the
happens
back
to
side of it right now.
I think it's part of the process. I mean, when
Yes.
you start,
All right, here we go.
you just kind of figure out what the tone is
Yep.
through lots of trial and error and other people reading it.
Yep.
So yeah, and I mean it's character's really hard to get right.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like we talked about Shocker, you know, that's like been in the game for 2.5 years, but
I'm gonna get back to Adam because
you know,
Demon Wave?
we've
Well
been
done, Brian.
writing,
Should
you know, for 3 years, and you know, a lot of the stuff that we've written we've thrown away, not necessarily because it was bad, but just because, you know, it needs to fit the story that we're trying to tell. And that's, I think, something that's different about game writing, is that you know, as you develop the game, you know, learn new things about what's more fun for
Oh,
gameplay.
good to debut.
Were you gonna get
I'm
Daily
still
Bugle?
listening, dude.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so you can actually check all the Daily Bugles update throughout the game with the events in the city, so you can see the headlines on the Daily Bugle as you're going around, and when you also hear J. Jonah Jameson calling.
So the other thing you might notice was that when that NPC, sometimes you'll high five, sometimes you get a selfie, but sometimes they'll actually point out things in the world, like they'll point out backpacks, they'll point out like different open world activities.
They do lots of cool
So
stuff.
I think one of the cool things you did during the project, John, was to send out drafts of the entire script to the whole company.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's another thing about game writing is that, you know,
That's cool and also absolutely frightening.
it's somewhat frightening, but it's a good way to kind of test to see if what you're doing is working, you know. And granted, not everybody likes to read, so
What do you mean?
yeah. Well, it's funny because we do usability tests all the time, and we just recently got some usability test results from folks, and they're saying they really are enjoying the story. And I was talking to somebody in the elevator today, And they were like, that's great that people are really liking the story. And I'm like, well, the main story hasn't really changed much, but the cutscenes have gotten much better. So instead of people having to like read temp text on the screen, they actually like watch the cutscenes and they kind of understand the story better. So
it does make a huge difference when
it
you start seeing the actors give their interpretations of what you've written.
When we get the facial animation in there, the performance, it adds so much.
And I think also the animators are staging the cameras in interesting ways, and audio guys are adding a lot of things. I mean, really, it is a constant sort of baking the cake process.
Yep.
So what happens if you fail a QTE? Depends on the QTE.
Yeah, it depends on the QTE.
Yeah, that can be different based on thing. I'm trying to think what other good ones we've got.
Have you guys talked about this particular gameplay segment?
Oh, the
we
base?
We did fist base.
We did fist base, so this is a different type of base.
Yeah, this gets tougher. I mean, things really start to ramp up. I mean, Adam's really good, so...
Of the various factions, like you said, you saw the fist base. There's other factions in the game, including the demons.
Yeah.
The demons generally are running out of these warehouses. So, nice. And now, here you go. Here's the web hanging. Everyone that wanted to see it a second time. This is the big question. Everyone's like, can you web hang? Even though it was in the Raft demo, you can do it off of any ceiling. And then you can do some cool stealth stuff.
Awesome.
Oh, look at that. That was rad. And Adam's going to use more...
Why didn't you do that on the stage?
Web trip mines. And that guy gets jolted in. And so you can hang off of that and then use photo mode and all sorts of other stuff to your heart's content. I know people are asking questions about the photo mode. We will answer those at a later time. We're still working on it.
And apparently, like every Sony first-party game has to up the other one in photo mode.
So now it's like we have to beat God of War and Detroit's photo modes now. Yeah. All right. It's like a big weird contest.
Yeah, it is a big contest, basically.
We see more of the classic suit before launch. Maybe. We
I
always
don't
show him in this suit. I don't know.
I mean, you start the game off with the classic suit, and then something happens to the suit, and this is...
I think you may see more of that mission probably before we launch at some point, so maybe you'll see more of the suit in there. I'm not going to say no, but it's also like... Yeah, I know you guys want to see it, so... I think you probably will before the game comes out. See more from that opening mission of the game.
Throw them around.
Because we didn't really show much footage of it with Game Informer. Just
Yeah.
the little sprinkle. I think you guys will get to see a little bit more of that before launch. So hang with us on that.
Oh, another thing is, a lot of people ask, like, are there more, like, combat moves and finishers? Like, we actually only selected 5 finishers to show.
Right, that's why you
during-
keep seeing the same ones.
Yeah,
over and over
actually,
again.
there's a ton of finishers that you'll see throughout when you're playing. So I know that was a question for some people. So
that's a good answer. That's one that's been coming up a bunch.
You're welcome, James.
Yeah, thank you.
And let me just say that it's not easy to get, when you web these guys to the wall or any surface or something like that, it's not easy to get that to look good.
God, you're so good at this game. It's sick.
The fact that the team has rallied, and it takes like every department working together to make that look good.
And I will say, what's really, and I sent a note about it this weekend, was like every weekend I feel like I'm discovering something new about the combat system that I didn't know was there or they've recently added. So it's pretty, like it really has really come together and really gelling really well. Like, this was, for a console game, for our really first melee-based action game. So the team has really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, they've done an incredible job. The guy dropped right through it. That was awesome. He threw the web line right as he jumped down. It's like right back in. That's great.
And that's what I hope people really experiment and do
try to
really
disarm that guy. All right, can we do it?
Yeah. Heal up. Don't
heal
die.
up.
So someone asked what difficulty this is on. I think it's just normal,
It's just
right?
normal,
But
yeah. Then you can disarm guys and throw their weapons at them.
we did tone down these bases. Ever
Yeah,
so
they're
slightly.
actually a little bit. There's actually a few more waves and harder enemies in the final game. But we were throwing so much at people, we didn't want to make it impossible.
Yeah, that was the main thing. Knowing people that would only have played the game for 5 minutes before they might face that fist base, and then also knowing you only have so long to play, we didn't want you to have to play. We probably cut a third of the bases out so that you would it would reduce the amount of time you spend.
And also, that's not in that general area. That's not all the activities that are in that area.
Right, we cut activities out.
Cut activities out. There's a lot of quest lines and stuff like that where you'll be helping various pedestrians, NPCs in the world and stuff.
This
like
just
that.
focuses on activities and collectibles. There are also side quests.
Yeah.
There's the main missions. There's all of that stuff to go with it too. Yep. There are side villains, yeah.
I'm gonna go back and play.
All right.
Okay.
Bye,
All right,
Ted.
hey, Ted,
Bye,
thanks
guys.
for stopping by. Everybody, Ted Price. Fun to see you. Oh, you did see MJ was calling. It's
Yeah.
her one appearance in this demo.
Whereas Yuri's kind of your contact for the Fisk bases and gives you kind of scoop what's happening there. MJ is your contact on the demon bases.
There is a skill tree, by the way. I saw a question go by. I was like, is there a skill tree?
Yes.
There's like everything you get from leveling up your character with experience is skills that basically augment your core abilities, like whatever Spider-Man can do. And then there's the stuff that's in the crafting and sort of like the tech side of things, which is suits and suit powers, suit mods, and gadgets and upgrades. And those are in a separate sort of upgrade category.
I also saw somebody ask about a Spanish dub. We are localizing in a lot of languages for this game.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, there are a lot of languages. We can't get into super specifics on that. It was my fault. I started telling people, and then they were like, no, like some of those smaller markets, they want to have a big announcement and do something around the fact that it's getting into.
Yeah,
there's one of the web yeah. But Spanish is an obvious one because we got like German, Italian, Spanish
cylinders.
Oh, can you find one of the?
Yeah.
There's one somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've seen video of someone hitting it. I think we'll play one more time because we're about to run out of time. I want to do a couple of the challenges.
Okay.
But we're going to run out of time, so let's just mess around for a couple minutes because I know Yuri's already called
go
for
after
soccer.
that car.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. We could catch this car for sure. Here's a car chase. These are awesome.
And what's really cool is that he went to the truck first, but you actually can go to the SUV if you want as well.
Yeah, so there's a trailing SUV that's shooting at Spider-Man too. Oh, dude, that was awesome. So now, because he didn't take out the SUV, this SUV pulls up and these guys jump out immediately. And you could have taken out the SUV first, right?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Tripwire midair. That was sweet.
And you see, he got bonus objectives for webbing up the bomb. So if you stop the truck.
You know what? I've never done the bomb than these guys before.
So you can even do that. You could disarm the bomb and then
learn
clean
something
up.
new every day.
I like how the cop jumps out, pulls his gun. It's like, damn, everything's handled, man. We got this covered.
Yeah, I got this.
We got this covered. Why do they want Corey to play next?
I don't want to make Adam look bad.
Corey, have you played this game before?
Corey's
What is this? Is this that Spider-Man game?
Yeah.
We can't fast travel in this build because there's no. I don't think
we disabled fast travel.
we disabled fast travel for the build.
Well,
Sorry.
I can tell you right now, it's a fast travel requirement. I never fast travel just because it's too much fun
to
to
swing around. Right?
But like when you're playing this, you may find yourself
fun.
wanting to just to see the little vignettes. Yeah. Someone asked if we're going to Comic-Con. That sounds like an interesting place to be, doesn't it, for a comic-based video game? We have not said anything, but stay tuned. It makes sense, doesn't it? Oh man.
Hope so. Oh, that was cool. Do you see him web the backpack?
Yeah, he webs it and pulls it in. That's and each of those. So one of the things about the backpacks are collectible, right?
Sorry, we're just laughing at development things.
One of the things, like John, one of the things that's been important is everything has story in it, right?
That's
so
right.
all these backpacks, we always try to have story. Like Harry has a little bit of story for each of these research stations. Black Cat has a little bit of story for her things. Each of the demon bases has a little story. The bases do. The challenges do. So.
Backpacks were interesting because early on when we decided to have Spider-Man be like 8 years into being Spider-Man, we were like, all right, we need a way to tell the story of what's happened in the last 8 years.
Awesome.
And the backpacks was one of those ways that we can, put some items around the city and give players give us an opportunity to tell what's been happening while Spider-Man's been out doing his stuff.
So what you'll do is, and John, if I apologize, you just repeat this. What you can do is once you find the item, you can go to the options menu.
Watch out!
Pete will talk about each item.
Yeah. So one of the things too is we added these so not every citizen loves you, so sometimes random citizens pull guns on you, which was one of my favorite things when Reiner discovered that.
Yes.
Again, I was watching him play on Monday night after the press event, and then suddenly he was just messing around on the street, and suddenly someone pulled a gun on him. He's like, "What the hell just happened?" I'm like, "Yeah,
pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet." We're not going to talk about the trophies or what trophies there are or aren't.
There's trophies?
There will be trophies. There's a platinum.
Trophy, Brian.
I get a trophy.
There's a
You
platinum.
get a trophy.
All that stuff.
I don't think we can make it through cert if we don't have trophies.
Yeah, you have to have trophies, don't you? It should be timing out now, right?
Yeah, like any second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Just stand
timer on
still
the
for a
demo.
minute, and well, I'm sure that makes for a bad stream if you
Yeah,
just stand
yeah,
still.
if you stand still.
Oh, but we put on an extended timer.
Oh.
Go to a challenge.
Do the
You
challenge.
have 10 more minutes than you normally would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought since Yuri called that we were almost done either way, but okay. Yeah.
I
go
think
to
we
a
call no
challenge.
matter what, and then you could go
So you
longer
do
if
stop
want
time to
to.
time.
So we
Got
put
it.
in the 25
And you can see actually if you saw you can see the E3 demo space from last year, the construction site. If you turn the camera for just a second, you see those towers back over. That is where I don't think you can go, or can you go over?
Yeah,
there?
you can go over.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing there right now. But
That's-
so like this is all the real. Like I mean, that was all real. When you saw that demo last year, that was a real thing. That was all real gameplay.
In the open
These
world.
were like this is where we fought the heavy up there, and there's a mission on this whole set piece. So like
Saving bad guys from the bad guys. Not
how I expected
not
the day to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only heard that live.
You can't
you're
throw
saying
cars,
skills.
but you sometimes will have to catch them or stop them. Is there a lot of load times?
Not a ton. No.
no,
I mean, there are some when you go inside and stuff like and outside, but
When you have to
we try
transition, yeah.
Yeah, we try to keep it maximized as much as possible.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you try to optimize as much as you can.
Yeah,
at the
and
end.
that just keeps getting better and better as we get closer to finishing because we optimize everything. So.
Yeah, so like the frame, we're always trying to clean up any little frame rate dips
Yeah.
we see. We're always trying to make sure all
Yeah.
the loads are as quick as
Scott
possible.
Mahalik, our lead PM, our lead producer on this, is like a performance memory ninja in terms of wants it to be everything to be awesome for every player. So rest assured it will run great on PS4 and PS4 Pro.
Which is great because, performance is never like one big thing. It's always a bunch of little things that you fix, you end up fixing. It's like, oh, why are we loading that anim set?
Well, I mean, it's like a team effort in terms of getting it all done. But like, there are things that we discover, like this like version of Spider-Man was always loaded, which was killing us in terms of memory or something, and it's just these random things that you discover, which are great. Like when you find them, and they're such huge savings. You're like, it's like finding gold.
Will random activities be repetitive? I don't feel like they are. There's lots of good stuff
What
to
do
go
they
do.
mean by like?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really feel
Some
like
of
there's
them
anything.
you can do like you said, the challenges and bases again.
Yeah, you can redo. So this is one of our challenges.
Drone challenge, yeah.
Yeah, and we can't get too much into the lore behind this, but you can read Game Informer or you can piece some of that together and you'll get to play. But there's definitely lore around these challenge crates that are around the city.
We're in this build we show the drone challenge and the bomb challenge. There are others.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see what I do.
This one's hard.
Yeah, this is hard. You have to follow these drones to the city, and it's all about your speed in following it to score points, and also following its path because it's going to lay these spheres that you have to
like
hit.
data
So
eggs
it's
or
almost like
Yeah, it's supposed spy cameras.
it's like oh, okay. So you have to take out the
Spy,
spy.
you missed
Oh, you missed! Oh, Adam!
That's why he's a combat designer.
Not a traversal. We got the wrong. But these are really fun.
No,
because-
these are freaking hard, dude.
Yeah,
these are hard.
But again, people say, "Oh, this is challenging. This requires you to
Yeah.
put Spider-Man in the right place at the
Yeah.
right time while going as fast as you can."
And
people who want to, if people think that our traversal is simple, this is where it's easy to pick up. It's very difficult to master and put Spider-Man exactly where you want him to be as quickly as possible.
And I think the thing was, listen, we all love superheroes because we want to, in some way, we always want to be a superhero. We don't want it to be frustrating to be a superhero right away, right?
Right.
So it's about making you feel really great off the bat. Sorry, it's in my eye. But also then there's a level, like with these kind of like drone challenges, to have some level of mastery.
Yeah, definitely.
So like people like Adam can get better.
That's right. That reason is why I didn't go through in the live demo.
Yeah. Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
100%.
You do very well. Yeah. Well, this is why we made you do it.
Yeah.
We should have had Mark Stewart play because I've been playing through and if there's ever like a challenge that I'm like,
Oh, I know.
damn, I thought I got a gold and I didn't get
I
it.
wanna
And
point
Mark's
out-
like, I can get a gold every time.
I just want to point out the density in the streets as he's swinging above them. The amount of cars and pedestrians you can see even when you're flying, it still blows my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
there's three things we asked for early on when we were making this game. One, there's a lot of people. Two, there's a lot of cars, and fire escapes.
Yeah.
Like that was really.
Can you talk about how difficult fire escapes are?
We could just pull Doug Sheen in here, and he'll tell us. Here's a selfie. It's just one of those things that, like,
You have to do.
You have to. First of all, to feel like New York City, you go to New York City. There's fire escapes. But at the same time, we don't want it to interrupt traversal. So Doug, Elliot, and all the traversal guys were able to make it work and feel pretty fluid. Actually, can you find a fire escape and go up vertical?
There's special handling over, under, and like up and over, kind of like you go side to side, over and under, depending.
Oh,
on
there it
where
is.
you
There
hit
it is.
it.
Yeah,
there's one right there. Sorry, can you run up this?
Just go straight up.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
We need to find a tall one.
Find a taller one.
Yeah.
This is why I like doing these streams because we can
show the really cool stuff that sometimes you're on like an IGN stream and it's like you're just trying to show the main beats of it. Yeah. Now we're getting to like show you guys some of the cool nitty gritty.
Let me ask: did you guys ever have that conversation where they were like, "Do we have to have fire escapes?"
Of course. Yeah.
Multiple times.
Oh, there's a good one right to your. You just passed it on the right there. There you go. Yeah.
That's
I like it. You got the little shops here and signage.
Yeah, so he uses
the webs to pull up each balcony. So
good.
good.
That's one of my. I didn't even know that was in the game until like one day I just discovered. I was like, oh my god, they thought of it. It was so cool.
Someone said, "Is it always sunset?" So the time of day is always set by the game and the story. So this demo will always be sunset. After the game, you can change day, night, weather, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we have we'll have multiple times a day while you're playing through the main story. For some of the side content, we'll change time of day because it fits that particular quest better. But yeah, we have a bunch of different times of day, weather, and then give the flexibility after you finish the game to do whatever you want.
You cannot break through normal windows. Someone keeps asking.
No.
There are times in the game where Spider-Man will break through a window.
Yes.
But not just whenever he wants, however he wants.
He's not a vandal.
He's trying.
He might be a menace, but not a vandal.
I mean, sometimes he has to break windows, but he's doing his best.
Only for a good reason.
Yeah. Do you want to do maybe another? I don't know. Research bomb. What do we want to see? Or I guess another crime comes up. We're doing a car chase.
Is the J. Jonah Jameson graffiti in here?
I don't know. I have no idea where it is. Yeah. We did tweet a photo of it, though. If you go back and search through all our E3 photos, there's certainly a photo of that J. Jonah Jameson graffiti.
So, I will say, some of that is done by our lead environment artist, Jason Hickey. He did a bunch of the graffiti. Then we also hired a bunch of graffiti artists from New York to actually do graffiti in the game. So, that was pretty
there you go.
awesome.
I don't know what that is. What crime is that?
I don't know, but I'm going to stop it.
What do I mean by no symbiotes? There's no symbiotes in this game. Look, 60 seconds left.
There's no symbiotes in the game.
Oh, this is a shootout?
Alright, new bonus objective, stop it in 1 minute.
Oh, by the way, did you know that move was in the demo? The ground pound.
Oh, that's a move. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, where he smashes the ground, that's a move that I don't think we've shown before.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't supposed to be in the demo.
Whoops! Well,
that's okay.
Things happen.
Yeah.
There are lots of Marvel buildings in the world. Can you change music in the background? No. There's a cinematic score. The score is sensational.
Thank you.
I really, really like it.
Thank you.
We will reveal more.
You see how you shot his own guy?
That was awesome.
About that later.
It's an original score. We worked really close with the composer that we absolutely love. What's really great is that now a lot of the scenes are getting their final passes in terms of animation, lighting, audio, and which includes music. And it's amazing how much music makes a difference to how a scene feels.
Yeah.
People, it's not Hans Zimmer.
It's not Hans Zimmer.
It's not like a big name, but I think you will. This guy eventually you will know him.
You will eventually know him,
because he's tremendous.
To him, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he's really.
That's
really
a lot
good.
of emojis.
Yeah, that was a lot of emojis. Is there anything else you guys wanted to show people? We've got about 10-15 minutes left on the stream. Is there anything else you want to
has anybody
highlight?
asked about the Cleveland Browns yet?
I haven't seen anything about the Cleveland
My buddy
Browns.
Joe's watching. Don't ask about the Cleveland Browns. You know they're going to not be very good
Did
this
you
year.
just throw a gummy bear?
I might did. I got very
Where
violent
are the
about
fruit?
the Browns.
Someone didn't bring in any fruit snacks when we were doing the E3 captures for the showcase.
To break Joe's heart, LeBron James is not going to Philadelphia 76ers.
He's coming to LA. He's going to come to LA.
He's not going to come to LA.
He's going to come to LA. LeBron James in LA.
I
Actually, I gotta tell you, there's a great Reddit thing that compared
the ceilings.
We'll do the one more time. We'll do the web thing on the ceiling one more time.
My God, really? Just pick a GIF of it, man.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in this. We've shown it twice now. It's at a homemade engine. Yes, this is the Insomniac engine. This is our internal.
All right, I have a question. What was the weirdest question you guys got asked at E3, or funniest thing that you heard? Because I have two awesome ones.
Do you guys have any?
Yeah, I got asked. So, what did you think Death Stranding was about? Yeah.
So we were joking because Kojima-san was eating dinner near us one night, and we were joking that we should go offer him information on the sixth villain for information on what the hell Death Stranding is about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rod, you got any more questions? All right. Well, I didn't get two weird questions, but I got two really fun comments. One was, it was on my Twitter feed. Someone, after watching the Raft video, commented, "I'm pregnant." So that I was like, okay, and that was a male. That was, I guess, that was interesting. But then, if anybody saw the kind of funny segment that we did, Bill Roseman gave me underwear. And then someone legitimately asked if I would give my underwear to them. And I didn't know if they were. I was like, did I think? No, I did not.
Was this on Twitter or in person?
No, this was in person. They come to me and go, "Can I have your underwear?" And I was like,
Some people really like that, Brian.
I don't know. It's really
at least it was clean at that point, right? You haven't worn it yet.
Well, maybe we'll give it away when we ship.
That's how you know that you've made it to the big league.
Yeah, people want your underwear.
No one asked Kojima for his underwear, so you know.
People might have asked Kojima for his underwear. I don't know. They might have asked him.
That's true.
What are the reasons for not people? I don't know. I don't understand. People are. There's this thing about free roaming as Peter Parker. The game's designed around being Spider-Man in the open world and doing Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, but I will say that a big thing that we've talked about a lot was that one thing we really talked about was to deliver a true Spider-Man experience. We had to have an emphasis on Peter Parker. So there will be missions where you're playing as Peter. You'll be at work as Peter. You'll be doing work at his work as Peter. So there's a very heavy emphasis on Peter. Whether you're going to walk around him in the open world, that is a no. We just we pick and choose our battles, and he's also trying to think of what would be the right situation to put him in there in the open world. And we just felt like we really wanted to double down on specific missions and his work.
Yeah, and I think that's an important aspect of it, is that when he's not being Spider-Man out in the open world, solving crimes and taking care of people, he's got to be at work. Like, he's got to balance these two aspects of who he is.
I saw, if you guys saw the Daily Bugle, oh man, I didn't bring one of those in here. That was really dumb of me. Jeremy, can you grab one off the table out there real fast? Or Corey's gonna maybe go do it. There was some interesting advertisements for places looking for lab assistants.
There we go. You can crawl on the ceiling.
Yeah, okay, so he's crawling on the ceiling, and you can hang whenever you want from the ceiling, so you then can shoot webs, or you can do takedowns, or you can use like the web tripwire gadget if you have any. You may have run out of them already. So there you go. There's the ceiling, and you can crawl on walls, and you can run up walls, you can run along the side of walls. There you go. Okay, so here's the Daily Bugle. This one's one that's being signed by people. Let's see if people can see this. And this is awesome. There are some cool. Chris Baker, C-Bake, did a great YouTube video where he analyzed the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he analyzed. Yeah, it was a great video. I watched it the other night. So there's lots of cool stuff. This is essentially an in-universe paper. So like, this is the day after the Raft breakout. What the Daily Bugle would have looked like, and there's great stuff like Oscorp is looking for people. Daily Bugle webcasts.
Weren't these on eBay like the first day of the show?
Yeah, people were eBaying. There's a ton. I hope no one has to pay too much to get one. They'll probably keep appearing over this summer at other places. It's actually on newsprint. It's really cool. This full size 8-page
It's really
newspaper.
pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, like.
But what was your favorite part about the Daily Bugle? What was your favorite part watching?
Oh, so here's the funny thing. One of the things I learned on day one: millennials don't know how to use newspaper dispensers. Like,
Corey, you're a millennial, right?
Yeah, kind of like.
You're kind of on the straddle. You're on the shoulder. You're a shoulder millennial.
Yeah,
you're like on the shoulder
millennial.
But like, yeah, we watched people trying to walk up to the newspaper dispensers and they didn't know what they were, or they'd walk up and they'd be like trying to like open the very top of it where the coins go or something, and they're like, what the hell? And then like you'd also see other times there'd be people standing around and someone who knew would walk up and open it and then take Daily Bugles, and all these other people would be like, whoa, they're like cavemen if there's fire for the first time. Like, whoa, it opens, there's actual newspapers. Because, you just see the front of it, you don't see the stack of newspapers on the inside.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, we need to like make a card that says open to take one. And there was one guy who was like putting his hands all over it like it was a foreign object, and I was like, hey man, like you need a quarter. And he's like, oh. He's like, hey guys, anybody got a quarter? And I was like, no, I'm messing with you, it's free, just open.
Yeah.
But yeah, people did not know how to open a newspaper dispenser, and it was something none of us ever thought of when this whole idea came together.
That's like rotary dial phones. Like, I'm sure people,
What do I do to dial a phone number on a rotary phone? I mean, good lord. Like, there was, anyway, that was the biggest surprise of
When I was a
early
kid,
E3.
A friend showed me, like, if you pulled down a certain way with certain force, you could open them up automatically. So that's what we used to go around town, actually just, like, yanking them down and opening and taking all newspapers.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, and we were wondering how many people would take giant stacks, and we didn't really care because we had so many of them. Yeah. So people did. If you really want one, it's a great souvenir. Don't pay too much on your paperwork. I think that'd be more. Yeah, there's some extras laying around, and I think we're supposed to get a stack of them. But like, if you pay $10 or $15, you probably get your money's worth out of it. It's pretty cool.
I took a couple on the first day, and then went out to dinner with Ryan and Jacinda, and then I left it on the table.
Oh no!
Afterwards.
We actually changed the back on the first day. The second day's print run changed to this full-size Spider-Man ad.
Why? What's the first ad?
It's like this white one that has like PlayStation consoles on it. No one really knows.
Whatever.
There's all this crazy security, so no one knows how any of the assets get made. No one has visibility. Corey spent a ton of time working on this, getting all of these photos that are in the paper, and
I was really impressed how well it turned out.
yeah, it's really cool. There's also an online edition, there'll be a new one every month, and those are all the events leading up to the beginning of the game.
Shit, really?
Yeah, and you can go read the June edition of that right now on your computer. One other cool thing we had at E3 this year while we're playing all that is this new shirt that was designed by Dave Gerton. Who's of Creature Box and works in our North Carolina studio. He's the guy who originally drew Ratchet. And if you like this shirt, if you think it's cool, you can go on our web store right now, Insomniac.store, and buy the shirt. And get it shipped to you, which is pretty sweet. We debuted the shirt on Tuesday, and the next thing you know, you could go buy it and have one for yourself. Someone said we'll be kids with balloons. I also saw will there be pizza missions. Peter's got a job. He's a scientist. He doesn't have time to be doing Postmate runs. Like,
you've already played that game.
Yeah, you've already done that. This is new stuff. But New York pizza's great. If you can figure out which is the actual place you want to go to, because they all have the same name. That's the real problem with New York pizza.
Can you see Cats the musical?
The what?
Cats the musical.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
In the game?
Yeah.
Didn't they close that down?
Really?
Yeah, Cats isn't up. No, you didn't do this one. All right, this will be the last piece of gameplay, I think. Man, what else? There was one other. Oh, the disabling dodge. I know everyone wants where when you do a perfect dodge, you web someone in the face.
Yeah.
That is not unlocked in this build. I don't believe.
I tried. I think you're right.
I don't believe that skill.
Oh, really?
I tried a bunch of
sure
times. I'm usually pretty good at this combat.
I have never seen anyone pull it off, and in myself playing it, I'm
no.
90% sure that skill is not unlocked.
Yeah.
That is a skill. You do unlock it in the skill tree. It still happens. When you get a perfect dodge, you web the guy in the face when you do it.
And there's another upgrade off that, which is awesome.
Even better. Yep. It is. It makes your life very, very handy as the game gets a little crazier.
Someone brought that up to me, and I'm like, really? I didn't do it once. I went back and watched the videos.
Yeah, no, I'm 90% sure it's not unlocked.
Yeah, I'm really, really sure that it's not.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, you took that out." Like, no, we didn't take it out. A lot of times, if you feel like there's stuff missing, like it was like we talked about the finishers earlier. People are like, "Oh, it seems like it's the same ones." It's because we only put a few finishers in. There's a bunch more that we didn't. We didn't want the game to show off all the finishers.
All right, I'm gonna do this next because he stinks.
Oh, you're gonna try and beat his score?
Kill it.
Okay.
Get the last one.
Oh, I know, I'm kidding.
Oh.
By the way, and you know I'm kidding. Adam was with me the whole week, and he made my life so much easier by doing this stuff.
Let's see.
Better now, though, 'cause you want to get
Battle damage happens at certain points in the game. It's not all the time, because otherwise your suit would always be
That was
messed
a
up.
nice move.
Thank you.
I didn't even know that one.
Yeah.
Look at
What? All right.
Ultimate.
Oh, look at that! You got it. You cleared it.
I think
That score is set too low. That score is set too low.
And to Joe Fulcher watching this, yes, I'm trusting the process. Relax.
Okay. Any final E3 thoughts or
But
questions?
will they keep JJ Redick? That's what I want to know.
True.
You guys, I know people want to know. They have all sorts of UI questions. UIs were still being worked on.
Yeah, actually,
so.
the UI has already been tweaked. Like the awareness of enemies that has been tweaked visually.
Some of your questions, if we're not answering them, either we can't answer them yet. I don't want to even bring them up at this point. Like, we're working on it. The game's 4K, 30 frames on Pro, 1080p, 30 frames on standard PS4. That's optimized for each console the best it can be. You can go into certain buildings, not all of them. There's a lot of buildings in New York. Guys, any other thoughts?
No, I just think it was
E3s?
a great week. I know I tried to answer a few more questions this week compared to last, so got your question on Twitter. If I'm not answering, I'm definitely seeing it. I'm probably just not answering because I can't.
Yeah.
So I apologize if you see me keep ignoring it. It's not because I want to. It's just we're not ready to talk about it just yet. But a lot of great feedback. And it was great to meet a lot of people. We met a lot of people at E3, a lot of members of the Spidey Squad.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see everybody, especially everybody came out to the Coliseum and asked questions. That was pretty cool.
It's a temporarily injected 4K for anyone asking. Just like Ratchet and Clank, which go read Digital Foundry's articles about it. They'll tell you how awesome it is. Adam, any thoughts after playing a week?
Oh yeah, it was super exciting. Thanks guys for letting me do it.
Ryan,
Of course.
John.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I'm just hoping it didn't take away time at the gym.
Well, it did, but
All right.
you know what? For
It was
this
worth
game,
it? It was worth it?
It was worth it.
All right.
Corey, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You all right?
Very good.
Are you good, Corey?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm on this awkward high stool, and I can tell that my head's getting cut off by the video.
But I mean, also you were sick
Kinda.
this week, right?
Oh, that was
just 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and then last week I kind of relapsed. I'm good now.
The last question, I know we brought up the demo earlier. Demo will be at select events only. It's a lot different beast than having a piece of code we can install on a few kits. Oh, look, it's the Feast Shelter. That's where Aunt May works. That's pretty cool. I don't know if we flagged that for anyone when we were showing.
Probably not.
But that's Feast right there for you. That's kind of a fun little thing to see at the end here. So we will not be putting this demo on PSM, but there will be certain events this summer you'll be able to play it at. This stream is just about to end, so thank you all for watching. You can click that follow button. We do stream 5 days a week, usually other stuff, but we'll play more. We'll play more Spider-Man when we can, and especially after the game comes out, we'll be playing it a lot, bringing different people in to talk about what they worked on the game. So we'll probably be playing it every single week after
It'll be
that
a fun
point.
summer.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun summer. Everyone's very busy here working to finish thing up, make it as polished and great as it possibly can be, because we're obviously coming out on September 7th, which is like, I don't know, 2 2/3 of a month away. So, yeah, it's coming real fast. As everyone's size big here. So for everybody here, thank you guys for watching our
Bye,
stream
Joe.
today. And if you missed anything, you can go catch the replay. There's a ton of good stuff here. We played a bunch of the game live in front of you. And the classic suits in the game, we'll see more of it later on. I can't change the suit in this one. Love you guys lots. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your kind words during E3, all your support. Thanks for tuning in today. Please click the follow button. If you want one of these cool t-shirts, check out Insomniac.store. They're for sale now. These are the developer t-shirts for E3, and we have them on our store.
They're very comfy.
Yeah. Guys, thank you all for joining us today, coming in and playing.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys next time on Insomniac Live. So thanks for watching. Catch you soon.